He can't stop. He won't stop. He rides a white horse. He has a long, long cape, and he uses that cape to defend the honor of one Russell Wilson. He is Russell Wilson's foremost white knight. His name, Danny O'Neill, is Colin Cowherd.
It's good that he loves him, right? Like you want to have your quarterback have a hero. Somebody champion him in the national space. It's much better than having an ardent hater like Skip Bayless with LeBron James. Instead, you've got Colin Cowherd who loves him some Russ.
Cowherd took an issue, Danny, with the NFL Top 100, which is a list that is put together with votes from players. It's not exactly the most scientific list. Some guys put thought into it. Others, not so much. Whatever the case, he doesn't get why Aaron Rodgers is higher on this list than Russell Wilson, who is number 12.
This is just a list. But this is why I don't pay a ton of attention to an NFL Network. They do a great job, but they do a lot of this stuff. You know, they get us all worked up, and they'll put somebody a little higher, a little lower. Whatever. I get the game. But the value of Russell Wilson and Mahomes is everybody in the league's available. Bid. You understand if Aaron Rodgers, who's going to finish higher on this list, was available and Russell Wilson was, Russell Wilson would have far more suitors. He's younger. He's healthier. He's more optimistic. He doesn't say things like, yeah, it was 50-50 on retiring. He's more athletic. He's won with 4 different coaches, a high school coach, 2 college coaches, NFL coach.
Danny's making a face.
Well, that was weird, the 4 different coaches. Yeah, I think that's generally right. Like, I bristled at the idea that Josh Allen is above him. I know why Josh Allen's above him. Josh Allen had a better season last year, and his team went farther. But if you asked... If an NFL GM told you that I'm going to take Josh Allen ahead of Russell Wilson, in both are available for the same price. Like both are available there. My preference is Josh Allen because he's younger. I think you're an idiot. Like last season is the outlier for Allen, right? Like last year is the one thing that stands out in his career. So I get what Colin's saying there.
Age is the only reason that you'd pick Josh Allen, even if you would. And again, I'm with you. You do not make that decision with Russell Wilson just, 31, 32 years old. Meanwhile, you could make that same argument, though, for as far as why as Rodgers is ahead. I mean, if you're picking between the two, Rodgers coming off of a 50-touchdown pass season.
Yeah. Rodgers has the MVP of the league. Which one do you take?
Going into this year, not knowing how Russell Wilson's going to respond to the way that things ended or how the offense is going to come together, Rodgers' stock is higher, period.
Well, okay, so you would pay Rodgers more.
If we're talking about for 1 year, yeah.
No, that's not what we're talking about. You get your choice of both quarterbacks with their resumes as they sit right now. Their age, their achievements, and you have to pick one, and you get that guy for the foreseeable future. He is your team's quarterback going forward.
Oh, you're picking Russ, and that's what the argument becomes.
That's
is it
what
a 1 year
Cowherd
or is it a long-term
right.
thing, right? And that's the argument that Cowherd is making there. But he should understand why Rodgers is ahead. Rodgers was the MVP.
Yeah. Yes, I completely the reasons why Russell is not in the top 10 are eminently understandable.
Cowherd wasn't finished, and he discussed why Russ is better than Aaron Rodgers. And along the way, I guess you got a little drive-by action.
Russell, since he broke into the league, has more passing yards than Aaron Rodgers. How's that possible? He's got a defensive coach who falls in love with a run. They've had bad offensive line coaches now on their 4th. They're on their 3rd offensive coordinator. How is it possible? Aaron's had offensive guys. The reality is, if you go and look at Russell and Aaron on the market, Aaron's older, he's had issues, he's 50-50 on retirement, he's going to be a $46 million cap hit next year, and this is not a shot at Aaron. Never forget this, because you all love Aaron Rodgers. Since Russell entered the league, he's got more passing yards, a higher winning percentage, more playoff wins, less drama, fewer injuries, more regular season wins than AR. Or as I like to call him, 50-50.
Oh, got him.
How did he make me sort of feel that he's given Aaron Rodgers, like, the short end of the stick there? Like, I feel, yeah, you know why he's got more passing yards? Because Rodgers gets hurt. Like, that's why, like, come on. I would choose Russell Wilson ahead of Aaron Rodgers. I would. But if you were going to ask who's had the better career since Russ entered the league, it's Rodgers, right? Like if you're going to who's been better over the previous 9 seasons? Isn't it Rodgers?
More often than not, it's been Rodgers because there was
like
a stretch,
breadth of the career.
right?
Yeah.
Where Russ was not necessarily a game manager, but he wasn't asked to do as much as he is at this point in time. So yeah, over the past decade, sure. It's weird, Danny, too, that he makes that argument, bringing up the total wins, the Super Bowl appearances, when he constantly describes the Seahawks as borderline incompetent.
I know.
I mean, you're making the argument for the Seahawks right there while you're making this argument for Russ. You're bringing up just completely pointless statistics, too. I hate it when people bring up total passing yards. Like shut up. Whenever you bring that into an argument about like why a quarterback is better, I immediately tune out. And I mean, where's yards per attempt? You're talking completion percentage? You know who else had a great completion percentage one year? Sam Bradford. He stinks. You know, like it's weird. The argument that he set up here, we're not even necessarily that worked up over the fact that he is caping for Russ here. It's more like, okay, not only are you sticking up for Russ again when you probably don't need to, but why the shots at the Seahawks when they are actually putting him in the situation to do some of those things that you're comparing these two quarterbacks by? Bizarre.